Everybody, it's Jeremy. Welcome back to Lucid's Tournament Game 7, where we are playing Helheim. This is turn 61. Let's jump into things. Okay, so we got a whole lot going on, a whole bunch of attacks. So let's just kick things off. Tirnanog has claimed the Throne of Water, so I think that brings their thrones up to 3, I'm thinking. We'll have to keep an eye on that. Haruspex, nothing. Gnome Lore, nothing. Did a Revive King. Augury found nothing. We did some Enliven Gargoyles and some Naiad Warriors along with some Corpseman construction. Auspex found nothing. Dark Knowledge found nothing. Arcane Probing found a Totem Collection, and this is actually a Nature 1, Astral 1 Luck Site in Wise Spring Grove. Very cool. That brings our Astral Pearls up to +7, but that's not actually true. We've inherited some other sites. That here in a second. But nice. We got Haruspex with nothing, Apsu with nothing, more Corpseman construction, and that's pretty much so. Just a single thing this turn. Not the greatest, but is what it is. There is a battle in Robberhome. So this is a Magic Phase attack on Robberhome. And it is, again, this kind of Howl trap. Right, so using a Tuatha Sorceress to cast Howl in a forest, hoping to get a whole lot of wolves, and then getting a She-Lord in this instance to basically like dodge tank and hope the wolves kill everything. They are up against a very small amount of PD, so let's see how this goes. I'm assuming it's going to go very much in their favor. So, the Tuatha Sorceress casts Howl. We get some blessings going out. We're not going to watch what's going on here. I will say, fortunately, it's going to take a lot of wolves to take down our Van here. So that is of note. And then we're going to watch over here. Watch, what's he putting up? Okay, so he's got Air Shield going up. Cool. So she is still fatigued from the Howl cast. He's still buffing. He's got a Mist Form up. Cool. Is going to put up a personal regenerate. Uh-oh. 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 Alright, so in this type of strategy, absolutely worthwhile. Air Shield is, it takes a single turn to cast. It's very low fatigue. It's going to be irrelevant in the overall scenario. Very worthwhile putting Air Shield up on that Tuatha Sorceress. Probably would have prevented what just happened. Gets popped. That ends the Howl, right? Battlefield enchantment, Howl done. However, the issue is that there's no way we can defeat, even though we have killed the Sorceress, there's no way we can best the Tuatha or the She-Lord. There was the potential, right, if we killed enough wolves for the Lord to maybe like HP route. But we are the ones who are routed. But I mean, that's 6 PD that has taken out a Tuatha Sorceress, right? So very good. Let's actually check that again. And this is something that used to be probably less of an issue, but you got to keep in mind, right? This is, since the changes a couple months past with the addition of things like Iron Vulnerability, right? Extra damage that are made out of non-magic iron. Arrow tips do not count, so never mind. Belay that argument. But regardless, right, instead of just immediately casting Howl, the Tuatha Sorceresses, unlike the She-Lords, who have just, they're stacked, right? Well, I say that they're stacked, but he even, like, the second thing he casts, he does Blessing, and then he casts Air Shield. Because, so, arrows don't go against... Do arrows go against defense? No, that's melee combat. Precision is... It's weird. Anyways, so you can get shot even if you have super high defense. And for example, like Glamour will get popped by super high defense. I say this while not using air shield the vast majority of the time on our Van Jarls. But anyways, this was unfortunate for him and very lucky for me to be able to pop this to the Sorceress. Very cool. Moving on. We did a shit ton of blood hunting. We got 41 in Ungbaloth, which is our new location. Good fucking god, man. So that was 70, 95, 105, 114 blood slaves this turn. That's pretty decent blood hunting. Very happy with that. Now we have a whole host of battles. Lots of these battles are just against PD, so we are gonna show them, but we're gonna blitz through them, okay? So we've got first one, Belden Forest. All right, this is Bune versus PD. So he's Soul Vortexes. He's got his Bone Fiends out in front, Liquid Body, Quicken Self, and he's going in. And Kikyo, yeah. Good shit. We're in the sinks. Okay? So this is some edges, potentially going to run into a huge army. Liquid Body, Quicken Self, it's just PD. And he should have no issues going up against this type of thing. Boom, dead. Boom, dead. Boom, dead. Easy peasy. We've got an attack in Yrick Balcor. This is a Van Jarl versus some PD. We know how this tends to go. Mistform, Blessing, Flight, up in the air, down kills. Kills, up in the air, down. Didn't kill in a single hit. Second one took it. Nice. However, we've got a little bit of a bump. It seems like Femoria is also attacking Tir Nanog, and we have bumped twice. So let's see what we are up against in Yrick Balcor. Oh man, we're up against a Bane. And so this could go very good for us, or this could go very bad for us. And immediately looking at that, it's going to go very bad for us. So Bane Lords normally have decent stat lines, high strength, etc. The way that Femoria has kitted them out is relatively heavy investment. I say relatively heavy investment. More investment than our Van Jarls are kitted out with, right? Almost exclusively because of the Vine Shield. The Vine Shield is pretty much a hard win in this fight. The Bane Lord has slightly better stats, better HP, stuff like that. But what's really going to matter is the higher protection. Excuse me. And the Vine Shield. So what we're going to do, we've got magic on our side, sure. Mistform, Blessing. That's not going to matter enough to get through the Vine Shield repeatedly. So we only deal, keep in mind, our Van Jarls are great against PD. They're not good against other stuff because they're weak, right? We do not have a Bless that really accentuates strong damage. So the Frostbrand does not do a whole lot of damage. It's doing under his protection, which means we're already hindered. And then he's also got cold resistance, which is worse for us, right? So we're just not gonna hurt him. And every time we swing, here's the kicker, every time we swing, we have a chance to entangle ourselves, and when we entangle ourselves, our defense plummets, and that gives him a good opportunity to hit us. So rinse and repeat, done and done. So while we make great use of Vine Shields, it is actually a big weakness for us as well. So we lose a Van Jarl in Yrick Balcor. We attack in Cold Hollows, have a very similar situation where we Kill the PD very easily. Oh, it's some bats. Still kill it very easily. Blessing, flight, Watu, and he's dead. Cool. And then in Cold Hollows, we get bumped again. This time by a Bane Lord who is closely kitted out, except with the Scutata Volturnus this time. That's actually okay for us. The Scutata Volturnus is unlikely to hurt us too terribly much. However, he has also got a Fomorian King here with a Vine Shield complement. So we're pretty much screwed. We Mist Form while his King Soul Vortexes. We Blessing while he Mist Forms. We Flight while he Quickens Selves. We land while he's Stygian Skins in between the two of them, and they just go blank. Easy peasy. And that was as soon as we attacked the Fomorian King and we got hit by a Vine Shield, our defense plummets, allows them to get easy hits, and dead. Very, very nice. So we get bumped in Cold Hollows and lose there as well. We attack in Spring Spires. This is Igarak with his Scythe. The Phoenix Pyre Fire Shield, easily able to kill these individuals. We are attacked in Yellow Caves. And this is where we had a Van Jarl. He basically just sent out a released king as kind of like a, bet he's not here anymore type scenario. So this guy comes out and... Come on. I got a quesadilla. So this guy comes out while Podosian's buffing. He's going to get enveloped by Undead and then just get cut down. So, easy peasy. Of note, Podosian has Spirit Sight. So, he has no penalty with darkness fighting in this cave. So, that's something to keep in mind. Okay. Then we have a fight in Boral, where we attack with Ethenim, Phoenix Power, Fire Shield. And keep in mind, this was the one where we were like, we might get hit back, so we want to swap him over to doing attacks. But nothing actually happened. He just moved into the location. Now he's just going to incinerate the PD. So easy peasy. Okay. We are attacked in we attack in Grey Mountains. Similar scenario with Magoth, but Magoth has Astral, so he does Body Ethereal, then Fire Shield, then Astral Shield, and then he goes and kills things. Very easily. Very, very easily. Very nice. So that was Grey Mountains. We have a Gap in Star Peaks. Coming in hot with his Hell Sword, Liquid Body, Quicken Self. Whack, whack, whack. Ooh, he didn't get that one. Nice. Easy peasy. We witness an attack in Ossuary. And so this is a little interesting. This is a stack of Fomorian Giants led by a Fomorian King. That is kitted out as so. And this is up against a small amount of PD, but also against a She-Lord with a Fluffer. So, Wather is the sage over here that is casting Body Ethereal on the She-Lord, but that's not going to help him versus the Fomorian Giants. Why I say that? They got blessed. I'm assuming... Ooh. Real talk. That's a me move right there. The bless does not include magic weapons, so Body Ethereal actually will help. It won't help against the Fomorian King, but you know, if he can just avoid getting hit by the Fomorian King, that might actually do the deed. So Body Ethereal comes up. And in the meantime, we've got Luck comes up. Nice. Got Mist Form, Cheat Fate coming up. He's getting fluffed to shit and back. And now he is leaving. So this guy has Luck, Mist Form, Cheat Fate. He's got decent kit, okay skill, okay defense skill, right? Good protections. He's ethereal. Let's see if he can do anything against these giants. The problem is he... I mean, that's 36. They've got 64 HP. It's going to take 2 hits per to kill a giant, at the least. Okay, so they're being dumb and they're not able to, like, surround him because the AI is stupid like that. There you go. There you go. Go around. Build. There you go. Alright, so he's killing. And armies are routed. Which is funny, because he didn't take a single fucking hit. He must have, like, fear routed. I say he must have fear routed, but I don't think anything has fear. Nope, nothing has fear. I was gonna say, I thought Fomorian Kings had fear built in, but it seems they do not. So he just routed for no reason. I would be pissed. This is not like, I don't know. There was nothing left there to trigger a rout, so. But he's been routed. That being said, he's routed and he's not getting hit. I don't think he's gotten hit once. And he is killing things, but because he doesn't take damage, he never got hit, which means he never went berserk, which means he actually routs. So, unfortunate. Unfortunate for him. He does kill a couple giants before he runs. Then we see a battle in Ripewoods between Abyssia and Tirnanog. It's just everyone's attacking Tirnanog all of a sudden, huh? That's a big, kind of scary army. What's he up against? He is up against Province Defense. So he's got a whole bunch of, like, he's got a Pillar of Fire core here. So a bunch of Anathemat Salamanders just casting Pillar of Fire. He's got a huge wall of burning ones, a bunch of Abyssians, and then a bunch of Smolder Ghosts in the back. It's cool. And a couple of Child of Anthraxes back here, hidden amidst the Smolder Ghosts. Say a couple, I think I only see one. Casting Horde of Skeletons back here. Pillar of Fire is gonna, yeah, before anything else can happen. This is a interestingly scary army. And rain. That's basically the answer to that army. And rain. We attack in Amiradon. This is Nikifor versus a couple of Turtle Warriors. Interesting. So, Nikifor is going to Liquid Body, Quicken Self, and come in and start punching. Punch, 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 punch. Fucking, I love his attack animation. It's very cool. Alright. Nikifor wins. Cool. And then in Blue Moss Forest, we've got another Van Jarl against basically nothing. PD. Mistform, Blessing, Flight, Up, Down, Kill, Kill, Kill. Very good. Okay, so that is all the battles. Overwhelmingly positive for us, except for the bumps in Yrick Balcor and Cold Hollows. We did lose in Robberhome, but that's actually a bonus, a positive for us. We were able to kill a Tuatha Sorceress with just 6 PD. That's pretty awesome. So very happy about that. Other than that, though, no massive losses. We've got population boost in Amiradon. We've got a income and resource event in Lyratos. Awesome. Love that. And then we got some gold in Brightgate. Also awesome. We discovered a scout from Fomoria. we were discovered in Marverni. We discovered another Fomorian scout and another Fomorian scout. Get out of here. Glimmering Fields is unharmed. Yellow Caves are moderately damaged. And the fortification in the entrance to the fortification in Robberhome has been breached. The enemy might storm the fort at any time. What? Huh? Blink, 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 blink. I have no idea what this is or why it is, but apparently the fort here has been breached. 250 wall integrity. Where's my army? 300 units here, right? And yeah, the fort has been breached. Excuse me? How? My assumption is that it's I think it's an evocation spell. Is that it's that is not an evocation spell. Crumble. So I'm assuming that he has crumbled the walls from over here in Griffin Rock, right? So that's annoying, but it should be okay. We should be okay. We'll figure it out. And then we did a whole bunch of patrolling. What are we doing this turn? We're attacking 50,000 places all at once. Okay, so we're going to cover all of our attacks, and then we will actually go back and kind of talk about what our plans as far as recruiting and forging and ritual spells and things like that are going. So we are, now that we are aware of Fomoria's attacks on Tirnanog, we have discussed with them the present course of action. They are attacking 142, 130, and 43 this turn. We're attacking almost everywhere else. So, we are sending Jarl 20 into Brightwoods. We're sending Igarak into Old Man Mountains. And everywhere we go, by the way, we are leaving one PD. We're sending Gop into Ross. We are sending Magoth into Xanthrest. We're sending Ethanim into Waywoods. We're sneaking Jarl 28 into Grifa. Apparently, I canceled the attack command for Oriax or something like that last turn because he was supposed to go to Zox, and that didn't happen. I don't know why. But we're going to have Nikafor, Bune, and Oriax all attack Nox in the off chance. So there's this potentially massive amount of units here in Griffin Rock. They could come at us in Robberhome. I don't know if they plan to. But in the off chance that something happens here in Zox, we're actually sending these 3 Ice Devils in to see, like, if they unexpectedly, a large army runs into it. They could deal a lot of damage before they die, or before they retreat, or before they win. So who knows? And we're also sending Semejes into Robberhome to try to clear off that Tuatha warrior, which I don't know if he's going to stick around on his own. My assumption is that he's probably going to leave, but there is the possibility, right, that he magic phases a bunch of people in. With the fortification breached, he might be like, all right, time to double down. Let's send a bunch of mages in. Let's send a bunch of Tuatha warriors in, etc., and see how things go. So I am considering sending out some surprise guests to try to counteract that. But I'm not sure if I want to yet. So that is something that I might talk about a little bit later on. And we might go over some of the ideas that I have for it. But for now, we're just going to leave it as is. Okay? And if I do end up changing it, I'll try to cover it in the next episode or something like that. One of the things that I do need to do before ending this turn is I need to come in here and script all of these units. But because we don't have access to Alt 7 yet, right, which gets us Fog Warriors and Phoenix Pyre and Mass Protection and Marble Warriors, because I don't have access to that yet, none of that's on the table. So what we would be doing is not super complicated. It's probably some Thunder Striking, a bunch of Horde of Skeleton spam, that type of stuff. So nothing to worry about for now. Okay. So we'll see how that goes. We are sending King 13 to Glimmering Fields in order to help siege down Glimmering Fields. I don't know what all he has there. That might not be enough. He might be able to attack it and brutally destroy it, but we will have to. And that's the majority of the attacks. A lot of these attacks, if he counters, right, a lot of these attacks are going to fail. We're still in that stage of trying to figure out what his plans are. Remember, this is only turn 2 of initial attacks. So we attacked here, right? Then we attacked in a secondary wave. Now we're basically attacking the vast majority of his territory. If he doesn't do anything, if he doesn't counter, if he doesn't counter raid, or if he doesn't raid us, then especially with the fact that he's been also getting hit by Femoria and he's been expending, resources against Abyssia this entire time, if he doesn't do something, then this might end up being a very one-sided war. We're going to have to figure that out. However, I do want to note... Oh, that was only number 2. Okay, so he's now claimed Throne of Water and Throne of Knowledge. But we know he has 3 H3s... and he's still got other locations, right? So, we still need to make sure that he cannot take Robberhome. So let's talk about some of the movements that we're making this turn. The biggest movement, we are sending Com 2 with some Herdmen up towards Sarmatia. The biggest movement that we are making, though, is that we're sending Carl 4 with 77 Hellherdings, which is all of the Hellherdings we have. We're sending him to Sarmatia. That might be something that I come to regret, because that means that we do not have very much in the way of standing forces down here in Helheim. Now, of course, we will continue to recruit Hellherdings every turn that we can in Helheim. We have an tiny-ish standing force over here in Kohnberg. We have a bigger force in Dopharos and Dead Forest. But really, we do not have a lot of powerful units in the fact that we're sending all of our Hellherdings away. Okay? Not that our Hellherdings are super powerful to begin with, but that is some cause for concern. However, we can make it to Sarmatia. We can make it around our empire pretty quickly with our Hellherdings. So we can make it from Sarmatia to Robberhome in a single turn. The plan there is to hopefully reinforce it if need be. Okay? We're going to save Robberhome for last because, again, I still need to script things, and I might talk about the theories that I do for that, or the concepts that I have. So let's talk about what we're doing in each of our locations. We're doing more Star of Thraldom forging, continuing to dispense those out in different locations so that we have access to good weaponry and stuff like that, along with Rings of the Warrior. We are going to start making Storm Spools probably every turn or maybe every other turn, depending on what we need. We are doing a little bit of Bowl of Blood casting, along with some more Corpseman construction in Sarmatia. Probably continue to do that for a while. We have Svart 6 and Jade Sork 10 here now, so they're going to just sit and research for a little bit. Got more Haruspecs in Brightgate. In Zimria, we are continuing to do Arcane Probing. We have our second Enchanter here, working on our third. And this Enchanter is actually going to make a Moonvine Bracelet for us, because a Moonvine Bracelet will allow something like an Enchanter to go with a Thistle Mace up to Nature 4. but we'll also allow something like a Jade Sorceress to go up to Nature 3, if need be. Okay? Just basically trying to open up our possibilities there, while continuing to produce enchanters and do arcane probings. In Defaros, we're not really doing anything. In Dread Forest, we are doing a whole bunch of different stuff, including recruiting a Vanyarld to be able to lead these Kidnids. We are doing a Vine Shield, Haruspex Augury, Ring of Regeneration, Blacksteel Helmet, Lightless Lantern, Voice of Apsu, and that is about it. The various gear is, again, just to go back into that having a good gear set for whoever we summon next. This current set that we're looking at right here, this is the set intended for our next Archdevil, which we are summoning this turn. This is a Reinvig set, so this is 8, 11, 14 Reinvigoration. So, pretty cool. Yeah, should be interesting. I have no idea if that's going to work out well for us or not. We shall see. So that's what's happening in Dead Forest. In Kohnberg, doing much the same scenario. We are getting a van here. We're continuing to recruit Herdmen because we need some guys for the front line. We are making a new Dwarven Hammer because we're actually running into a scenario where I feel like I need a couple more hammers most turns. So we're going to go ahead and make some Dwarven Hammers. Nothing happening in Osens. And in Helheim, we've got some stuff going on. We are binding a new Archdevil this turn. We could have done 2, but I wanted to... I didn't want to, basically, because I don't have the sets of gear necessary. And I wanted to do some more Bowls of Blood casting, so we're doing that. So we're doing a single Archdevil. We'll do another one next turn, probably, and that will be it. That will be the 5 Archdevils. Doing another Gnome Lore. We are, like we've discussed, sneaking Carl 4 away. Bowl of Blood, Corpseman Construction. We are just researching with Cold as Ice this turn. There was some gear that I was interested in potentially forging, and then there was some stuff that I'm potentially interested in casting. However, we're at that phase where we got to be a little bit careful with our gems, with some of our gems. So we're actually just going to take advantage of Cold as Ice's 56 research this turn and go from there. And then we're still casting Arcane Probing with Bifrons. I almost, and I might regret this later, I almost put the Star Sign Skullcap on Bifrons this turn and teleported him into Zox. I absolutely think he'll be able to handle whatever PD is there. But then the idea was to potentially like take him and then body Ethereal all 3 of these guys. And maybe do some other stuff. And then have a 4-strong person there, or 4-strong army there, ready, able to do some things. You know, it's possible. I'm trying to think whether or not I need to grab Soul Slay. You know? I probably need to grab Soul Slay. Let me grab this. Okay, so the reason why we need to grab Soul Slay is because we are heading up Evocation 7 next. We'll talk about that here in a second. Anyways, I did not end up doing that with Bifrons because Bifrons is still very useful to us, right? As an Astral 2 mage, he's pretty powerful. I honestly should probably not be so aggressive with Magoth because he is an Astral mage. And point of fact, if I see an opportunity, I might actually pull him out. Or the other scenario is with all of these devils, if they die, they just go back to, you know, hell where they live. So I can just resummon them again. If I end up resummoning Magoth, I might end up keeping him at home because he could potentially become a good mind hunter for us, which is what we would need Soul Slay for. All right, what else is happening? I think we've covered all of the like recruitment stuff and all of the you know, forging and ritual casting and movement and everything like that. let's talk about research real quick. So we are going to be able to finish Alteration 7 this turn, which gets us 3 important things and then a couple of other things. It's a Phoenix Pyre, which is important for our Archdevils, okay? Gets us Fog Warriors, which is just a great army buff, and it gets us Mass Protection, which is also a great army buff. Fog Warriors and Mass Protection is going to turn our armies of like Hellherdings and corpse constructions and things like that into actually okay situations. They'll be able to stick for way, way longer. That's very important for us, right? We do get a couple of other interesting things, namely stuff like Creeping Doom, which can be effective against enemies that do not have poison resist. Doom can be effective against... my mind's blanking. Really strong thugs or super combatants, just getting them cursed so that they have bad luck, right? So that can be pretty important. Marble Warriors in the right situation is potentially going to be very strong for us. And then the rest is generally kind of whatever. Okay? Iron Walls could be a point of order, but we don't have high enough earth on most of our people. We do on someone like Podosian, though. And it's also, point of fact, we could also start making... yeah, just do that. Let me make a Bloodstone this turn. A lot of Earth Gems, and that's a chunk of Blood Slaves. But a... You know, the problem with that is a Bloodstone isn't going to put him at Earth... Put one of my Sparts at Earth 5. It's going to put them at Earth 4. Which I don't really care. I care about in battle later on, but I don't really care about in context for this right now. Like, I would want Earth 5 to be able to do something else. Anyways, so we're not going to worry about that. Alteration 7 will be complete this turn. We will, since we're now popping into Thaumaturgy will not quite be done, but will be able to be completed the following turn. And then we're heading into Evocation. Why are we heading into Evocation? 3 main reasons. In Evocation 6, right, we get Wailing Winds, which is very good. Very, very good. Now, I guess, actually 4 main reasons, because Mind Hunt is also in Evocation 6. That'll be very useful for us to try to counter some of the strong raiders that we might run into. And then in Evocation 7, which is where we're ultimately heading, we're mostly looking at Firestorm for our Archdevils, which can be helpful for them to clear battlefields. Very cool. And then we are looking at Wind of Death. So setting up Wind of Death traps is something that Helheim is actually amazing at. Hangadrots are probably the best Wind of Death casters, aside from maybe... who is it? Numidian sorceresses? It's the Fomorian ones. It's us. These lasses. Yeah, Numidian sorceresses. So, Numidian sorceresses are also pretty good at it. I think they are slightly cheaper, 245 versus our Hangadrots, which are 410. But we are sacred, so we're 164 versus... It's still higher, mind you. 164 versus... Oh, no, they're higher. So we pay more upfront cost, but then we have a lower upkeep cost. And our stats are slightly higher. So, you know, we have a easier time getting to the Wind of Death casting than they do. So Wind of Death is potentially going to be a very, very good option for us. But mostly it's going to be a good option against something like Calum. It's probably going to be less of a good option against Tirdanog. But we'll just have to see. Either way, we're at that point to where we need more answers, and some of those answers are going to be in Evocation, right? So, Mind Hunt for thugs, Wailing Winds for some battles or things like that. You know, we can combine Wailing Winds and Blood Rain for mass morale drops, so that can be pretty good. We can do things like Firestorm with our Archdevils. We can do things like Wind of Death traps with our Hengadrots. We can actually do some Rain of Stones with some of our Svartalfs. Rain of Stones isn't the greatest thing in the world, but it's not bad. Because we can do things very easily like Arrow Fend. So Arrow Fend helps protect us from it, whereas if the enemy is not expecting it, they might not have something like Arrow Fend up. And then Rain of Stones can actually cause quite a bit of havoc amongst their units, right? And then there's stuff like Murdering Winter eventually we could potentially get to. We would need to use some of our Ice Devils along with booster gear to try to get up to the point to where we could Murdering Winter somebody. But it's potentially a very good option to deal with some of the things that we're up against. So all of those are going to be pretty decent targets, I think. Then we're probably going to head into Blood Magic. We might deviate from that, but we're probably going to head into Blood Magic because at that point we'll have several turns where we haven't done much in the way of blood summoning. My assumption is, realistically, I'm assuming we're going to lose Archdevils and Ice Devils throughout this process, and then I will be using turns to resummon them, okay? And then we're going to have, eventually, once we get to 8, we'll start doing Heliophagai. Alright, that's about it for the research. Let's take a look at Robberhome itself. And I say take a look at Robberhome itself, but... So I don't know what his plan is. He attacked us, he magic phased in with the Tuatha and the She-Lord, and it's clear to me that he is definitely... He absolutely had to use something like Crumble. I'm surprised that we didn't get a message, you know? Because it feels like that would be some sort of, like, magic message that you get, like, hey, your walls are crumbled. But apparently not. So, I don't know if he's going to try to magic phase more people in just to keep the wall integrity down, or if he's just going to try to attack us. So we're going to have to do something about that. But the main focus is just going to be, like, I can get rid of all these blessings because I have Hanga 4 here now. And Hanga 4 is our, fucking whatchamacallit. So we can do Divine Blessing, easy peasy. And then it's just going to be a matter of Storm will be up. So we can probably, not this turn, but next turn, we'll be able to summon Storm Power Fog Warriors with Sigurdriva, right? We'll be able to Storm Thunderstrike some people. Let's actually check that. What was his... We'll check his shock resistance. He probably has like 25 plus. He's got 15, and after he blesses, he's going to have 25 plus. No. He only has 15 shock resistance because he doesn't have any shock resistance gear. We can absolutely annihilate him with Thunderstrikes. Like, because a Thunderstrike will still do, if it hits, obviously, right? It might not hit. But a Thunderstrike will still do 10 plus damage versus 15 shock resistance. So, absolutely something that we can hit him with. Very interesting. So, This is going to take a little bit of extra scripting, so I'm not going to do this on camera here. What we're going to do mostly, though, is we're going to do Summon Storm Power. We're going to do Thunder Strikes to deal with certain things. We're going to do some... since we can't do Mass Protection and Fog Warriors yet, we will probably just sit on our Jade Sorsk. She'll probably just do, like, Frozen Heart Spam or something. Our Spart is going to do something like Strength of Giants, because I think in this particular scenario, it's going to be way more important to make sure that we're hitting hard enough to really do damage compared to something like Legions of Steel, right? And then everyone else, probably all of these other Hengadrots are probably going to be doing either Thunderstrike spam or they're going to be doing Horde of Skeletons. So shouldn't be any real big deal. Next turn, though, that's where we'll have stuff to throw in like we'll be able to throw in mass protection, we'll be able to throw in fog warriors, and we'll be able to go from there. So that should be pretty I think that's pretty much it. So I'm going to fix this script off camera, but that should be it for the turn. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.